Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Friendsim 2, specifically the Salvation Round. Last we left off, we were continuing our way through, just managed to finish Act 8 in Salvation, and we're now going to be continuing on to Volume 9, A Finely Machined Revolution. Let's continue on. So, just a fair warning, depiction of death, depiction and discussion of state-institutionalized violence, depiction of firearms, depiction of blood, depiction and discussion of death, discussion of mass murder, discussion of child death, and route has action sequences, and fair warning for those that are sensitive to flashing lights. This route does contain flashing lights. Player discretion is advised. Or watcher view is advised. Well, I got a lot of notifications. I only pay, so it takes 30% of my money. Alric. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so anyone know about Project Lightbringer? I'll look and find rumors. There are secrets everywhere, even the highest level of this. So I'm gonna stop. You think you're the first person to try it? You think it's the best way forward? Stop trying to fix this stuff from the inside. You can't do that. You think every Druid wants to be a caretaker, heiress or emperor, yes. It's the same thing. Stop buying the lies of the cults. Violets in their archaeologies in the stars, purple in the ships, everyone looking down on the low bloods. Stop lying to yourselves. Every Eternian deserves the right to determine their own path forward. One day someone will come along and give them the push they need to rise up. There's so many people here in the colony, so many fighters that are just waiting for a fight. They ain't know that everybody knows Tizer's been talking different. After a sweep of Operation Kassoon's keen words would be closing our doors due to personal creative issues. Interesting. Imperial Couriers, my fleet stories this exciting life of Helmsman, legislators closing in rebel territory. And the little thing based off of the revolutionary arc is actually a bit different, because it doesn't have that a whole bunch of raiders were going into their office space. Thinking about introducing new mandatory posting guidelines for all Emperor-approved social media, which that's different. That wasn't like that before. Interesting. You spend the day uncomfortably crammed into a drain pipe until the sun goes down, enough for it to be safe to travel again. Once more, it's nighttime, and you're still wandering the streets of Everdom. The neon wash settles over you in a haze that never leaves your vision, even when you close your eyes. Last time you were on Eternia, you don't remember being in the city that felt so big. The little suburbs of the Outclot was nothing by comparison. The weird thing is that even in this city, you see abandoned buildings all over the place. A constant reminder that everyone has a couple of decades worth of life before they end up sent off world. Even if there are those rare exceptions, mostly through circumstance or luck, everyone has the same fate in the end. I'm not sure what you could possibly do about any of it. The whole thing feels so overwhelmingly so huge. You get the feeling that the Empire's probably looking for you too, in spite of, or maybe because of, your best efforts. You've managed to poke your non-existent nose into all kinds of new things, and now you feel like you're at an impasse. It's been days, and you're not any closer to understanding how to get any of your powers back. Instead, you're just drifting from encounter to encounter, stumbling in and out of situations of varying degrees of lethality. It's not really all that different from how you used to do things when you first came to Eternia, or on Earth, for that matter. You can't help but wonder about those friends back on Earth, and whether or not you'll be able to see them again. The noise of all these thoughts is almost enough that you don't notice the van that's been following you for the past 3 blocks. You quickly jump around a corner onto your cross street, only to find yourself boxed in by a narrow line of parked scuttle buggies. Behind you, you hear sound of I am purposely gonna fail, because I want to see the screen. Can't see you now. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Why the heck is it so hard to change things? Why is it so hard to convince people that things should be different? It is what it is. Sometimes you can't change stuff. No, that's not true. Your whole deal is change. Bringing people together and making friends and making the world a better place. And yeah, you had a lot of work on this as far as making that happen, but you're finally starting to get it. So why is it so hard? Because you're not omnipotent. You don't get to control everything. Exactly. Things are the end result of a course of events that was set into motion long before you even showed up. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself for not being able to control things that were never yours to control in the first place. But how do you help your friends? You know the answer to that already. It's alright. Change what you can, learn to live with everything else. Only choices you got sometimes. And the screen screeches to a stop a few yards ahead, and the driver's side door opens. You ready for anything? Well, okay, ready to run away from the Imperial Statue and Grab team that's here for you now, apparently. Wait a minute.
Oh, holy shit! It's you!
Hey! My favorite boy, Malik! The cerulean face breaks onto a massive grin and rushes towards you. Before you know what's happening, Malik has you in his arms and is squeezing you into a surprisingly tight hug.
I missed you! Thought I was never gonna see you again! This is amazing!
You're my favorite you're my favorite troll I met.
I saw you walking and I thought, wow, maybe it's them, but I wasn't sure.
Yep, that's you. They actually weren't super clear on what you were about.
Well, I mean, we could talk about that if you want. See where this goes.
Yes, definitely yes. Or maybe maybe now isn't the best time. For one thing, you're still a little bit freaked out about that he almost hit you with his maybe very cool-looking van. Malik lets you go and steps back.
Oh, shit! Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes it's tricky to gauge distance, you know?
You he laughs nervously and grins.
But, hey, you're here now.
Hey.
So, actually...
Malik shifts his feet.
I don't want to sound weird about this, but do you want to come back with me? Like, to my place? Fuck! I mean, not like that. Not if you don't want to, anyway.
Yeah, I'm good. You know, yeah, why the heck not? You tell Malik that you would be delighted to check out his cool van and go to an specified location for him. Okay, that sounds pretty bad, but you're an adult, you can make your own decision.
Cool! Well, hop on in. It's a little bit of a drive.
You slide into the back of the van, which is surprisingly spacious. Malik hops in after you, grinning.
Damn, feels like forever since I saw you last. Oh, hey, give me your palm husk.
Wait, what? Malik reaches out a palm and makes a gimme motion with his hand. Reluctantly, you hand over the burner palm husk that Tagora gave you back. Well, you think it's only been a couple days, but it feels like forever ago.
Sorry, not trying to be weird, just...
Malik quickly pries off the back of your palm husk and squints at the insides, scrunching his face up. After a moment, he pulls a small device out of his pocket, selects a spot on the palm husk, and presses the device into place. There's a low buzzing noise, and does that mean it's working? Malik nods, and after a few seconds, he snaps the back onto your palm husk and hands it to you again.
There! You're all set now.
All set with...
Well, okay, so I wasn't telling you the whole truth before. I didn't just run into you randomly.
Oh, I've been tracking you. Okay, you're not gonna lie, that's a little weird. How long was he doing that for? You know what? Never mind. You're just gonna trust that he had his good reason. Malik nods solemnly.
It was way too easy to pick up your signal and track you. You've been all over the place, huh? Not sure what you're up to, but it seems like it's dangerous. Still can't believe you got Tisius to agree to get out of the rebellion game, though. Gonna make things tricky.
Malik looks through for a moment before his easy grin returns.
Anyway, let's head on back. I'm so happy you're back. I can't wait to tell the others what's going on.
Oh yeah, the others. You haven't thought about them much, to be honest. It's definitely been a kind of crazy ride. You wonder if they're going to be as enthusiastic to see you again as Malik apparently is.
They'll be so happy.
Malik crawls over to the center console, the front of the van, and sits in the driver's seat, starting the engine with a roar. Wait, didn't he have a driver before? I thought he had a lot more people helping him. Malik shrugs and shakes his head.
It's a long story. Not a whole lot of folks left doing what we do. I'll let Palipa explain it.
Palipa. Oh, Palipa is with them too? You haven't thought about her as much as the rebel, more of a free agent.
Oh yeah, she is the best. Kind of our leader, I guess. We've been working against the Empire for almost a sweep now. Met them through the underground music scene, you know?
Yeah, you remember that. He was in Daria's band, right? Malik nods, and from this front seat, keeping his eyes on the road.
Hell yeah!
Neat. Malik lapses into a pleasant silence as he focuses on the road ahead. After a few minutes, he breaks into the quiet again.
So, what are you doing back? I mean, I know a little from Tizius and Daria. Okay, maybe a lot. Okay, basically everything.
Why am I not surprised? Because it's...
I'm just trying to be friendly, sorry.
You're fine. You're a sweetheart. Well, you appreciate the effort, and it is good to see him again after so long. You missed him. You can practically see the blush on the side of his face, even from the back of the van.
Really? Well, I missed you too. It really is good to see.
Good to see you. After another solid 20 minutes of driving in circles and doubling back to lose anyone who might be following the van, Malik finally pulls up to the front of a massive building lined with dark windows. Where is this place? It looks like a giant office building.
Yeah, it is exactly that. Legis Lacerators in training used to use this place for a while, before the last of them got sent off-world.
There's so many people in the colony, so many fires just waiting for fights.
Now it is just a big empty place that no one wants to touch. All kind of stories about how haunted it is. I might have encouraged some of those rumors.
He smiles sheepishly and walks forward to hold the door for you. Walking into the lobby feels strange. Get a weird prickly feeling up all the way in the back of your neck, as if the presence of all the people who aren't there anymore is weighing on you. You and Malik climb the set of stairs up in the back, walking in silence until you finally reach one of the upper floors. The door looks locked, but Malik walks forward and works a hidden catch somewhere. You hear a loud click, and Malik swings it open.
After you.
Why, thank you. The floor of the office building is lined with weapons, piled haphazardly into stacks on the rotting carpet. Ahead, you can see it sitting glittering outside of the large window, twinkling like a beacon in an eternity night. You're not gonna lie, when you thought Rebel Hideout, you were definitely picturing somewhere a little bit more in the basement.
I guess. We needed some place with a good network connection that was easy to get to. We don't exactly get to be picky these days.
Which I honestly don't blame you. He grins and pats you on the shoulder.
Plus, this is way nicer than a smelly sewer, right?
He has a point, actually. Now that the initial wonder of the place has begun to fade, you notice that there are two familiar-looking people are talking in this corner in low voices. You, of course, instantly recognize your good friends, Paya. I said it once, and I instantly forgot how you said it. Paya. Yeah. It's not look. Paya and Tagori.
The main character wears it for the second and third seasons, and it's a very rare collectible.
You found it in a goddamn dumpster.
That doesn't matter. It's basically new.
Yeah, sure.
Paya, Paya. I'm reverting back to how I initially said it, because I don't said it once, didn't stick. Finishes her sentence. She looks over to see you sitting there next to Malik. She steps forward in the middle of the office floor, picking her way carefully around a pile of guns, and then she unloads on you.
You! What the fuck are you doing back here? You think you can just come walking back in?
Hi, how's you doing today?
Don't fucking talk to me like nothing's changed. You were gone for so long. None of us knew how to reach you.
Can't tell if she's starting to cry or not. Her whole body is shaking as she points the figure out towards you like a particularly accusatory knife.
We needed your help. I needed your help, and you weren't there.
She doesn't say another word. The only sound that comes out of her mouth is frustrated grunts as she turns and walks out the room. Well, that didn't go as expected. Turned to Taguri, who regards you coolly. Hey, at least you and him are still good, right? Taguri shrugs.
My Moirail is essentially correct. You were gone for an exceedingly long time. I can't say I blame her for her heated response.
Okay, but you have a reason for being gone for so long.
And what would that be?
Oh, well, how do I explain this? It's kind of complicated, and it's just, I was gone, I was trapped in the green space of another god, I got godly powers, and it's just, it's a kind of a long story. It'd be better to explain if all of you here were together.
Spoken like someone with no true answer. I see.
Tagiri shakes his head, looking for more disappointed than anything else.
I'm going to go talk to my Moirail now.
Maybe put in a good word? Tagiri doesn't respond, simply shaking his head before turning and walking away.
Guess that didn't go quite like you expected it would. This is too bad.
Yeah, you aren't really sure what to do about this. On one hand, it really hurts to hear Papalia talking to you like that, but on the other hand, she's kind of got a point. You did abandon her, and even if you couldn't make it back at first, you obviously can now. And if only you'd been more on target and coming back to Alternia, maybe things would have been smoother. At least you know where everyone was.
It happens. Sometimes you lose touch with people.
He shrugs and shakes his head.
Sucks globes. Anyway, you want to see my special room?
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Wait, is this a euphemism or something? Is he hitting on you? Malik blushes.
No! It's just a place where I do all my work.
Well, okay, since he's being so nice about it. Malik's special room turns out to be a back office of some kind that has been absolutely packed full of computer equipment. You can practically feel the electricity being used by this place. Monitors display schematics and lines lines of code. Notes cover a nearby corkboard, and you swear you see several economy-sized cases of grub juice on the floor.
This is where the magic happens. By which, I mean, this is where I do most of my work for the rebels. I'm not good with guns or anything. So, this is what I can do.
He walks over and settles into what looks like the Eternian equivalent to a gamer chair and taps his keyboard, bringing the nearby monitor springing to life. Has he heard anything more from Tizia?
Of course! She's hanging in there with her mate spread. Still can't believe you convinced them to leave Alternia.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly easy.
I mean, she is really committed to the cause. You got her to give that up. Must really be something.
Yeah, you're definitely not second-guessing your decision at all. Not even a little bit. So is Lucius still around?
Yeah, he is around somewhere. Probably hiding in the server closet where it's warm.
That's good. For some reason, you keep getting a weird feeling that Lucii are just regularly killed by the Empire when trolls get to a certain age.
What the hell makes you think that? That is horrible.
Yeah, you're not sure either. I mean, all the genocide and eugenics and everything is one thing, but you draw a line at killing Lucii.
I mean, the genocide and eugenics is pretty bad, don't you think?
Wait, that came out wrong. Malik nods and squints at you. Okay, definitely time to change the subject abruptly. How's this place even running?
This place went off the grid when it shut down, but we brought it back online. Tapped into the hardlines nearby for power and networking. Nice thing about this being an abandoned Legis Corpus building, it isn't on the Imperial surveillance network. So, we hide in plain sight and I've got all the toys I need.
This stuff looks all incredibly complicated. You're trying very hard not to accidentally touch anything.
Yeah, it's complicated, but it's also important, so This is kind of my whole jam, you know?
With a broad grin, Malik starts tapping furiously on the keyboard.
Actually, we were in the middle of planning something before. I saw you were back on planet, so I figured I'd go check in on you. Just as friends, of course.
Totally just as friends, totally. Sure, but what if they were planning... What is it they were planning exactly? Malik pauses his typing and glances over at you with an eyebrow quirk.
I guess you're someone I can trust. It's hard to know sometimes, but yeah. I don't think you're someone the Empire is much a fan of.
Yeah, you're not really getting the sense in general. You might have to butt yourself a little bit of time early with Gallic's help, but it's not like you're exactly been lying low.
Yeah, you really haven't. Okay, why don't you go wait back outside? I need to do something really quick.
You walk back outside into the large open office floor and stand by the window, looking down at the shining city below. In spite of everything, Eternia really can be a beautiful place sometimes. It's hard not to think about all the lives struggling in those lights represent. Words. It's hard not to think about all the lives that those lights represent, all the trolls who've been struggling under the same empire.
Mesmerizing, isn't it?
You turn to see Tagari standing there, looking at you evenly. Yeah, you say, it kinda is. You're just thinking about all the people living in the city.
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about a lot too lately.
He doesn't bother to explain this further. Instead, he walks up and stands next to you. You notice that he's got a rifle slung over his back. So, what's that about? Did I actually... give me a second. Oh, this is up. Just very quiet. Okay.
A master of the blade should never be without his blade.
Right, but that's not a blade. It's definitely a gun.
It's a metaphor!
Tagari gets really quiet all of a sudden, pressing his hands up against the window and leaning forward. How's he been anyways? It feels like it was just yesterday that you were hanging out and watching anime with him and Palipa. Tagari grunts and shakes his head.
There's been a lot happening.
I suppose that's fair. Oh, like what?
I'd rather not talk about it, actually. You respect a man's rights to his secrets, right?
Yeah, I can. Even though I'm very curious. It's like, yeah, I get so. It's just that, like, you're really good at listening to people's problems. That's, like, your only actual skill. Tagari doesn't respond, and there's something far off in his eyes that you can't quite place.
No, not right now, anyway.
Okay, everything is all set on my end. You and Palipa ready to get geared up?
Polipa. Okay. Polipa. Tagari shrugs and turns away from the window.
Of course. A true warrior is always ready.
Okay, what's that all about? You know, Tagari's deal was always basically living anime stereotype, but now it feels like there's something genuinely dark beneath it now.
That isn't something I think I can talk about. It isn't my place.
Cool, nothing ominous about that at all. So what is that you're getting ready to do?
Weapons.
Palipa walks in and she looks different than before. For one thing, she's wearing body armor over her normal tank top, and she's holding a rifle that looks kind of like the one Tagari has on his back. Weapons? What does she mean by that? Palipa rolls her eyes.
It means what you think. We need weapons. Need ammo.
She looks at Malik in the way that feels very pointed, then looks directly at you.
Need a lot of things.
But you just are on the floor, which apparently is literally covered with weapons and ammo. Palipa rolls her eyes and walks over to one of the crates, kicking it over with the tip of her boot.
Because you don't know what you're looking at. Half of these are so rusted out they won't even fire. Corroded ammo, dead rounds, worthless guns.
You think that she's made her points pretty well. Their rebellion is running on scraps at this point, down to whatever bits and pieces they can cobble together, steal.
Or buy off the black market. Are you getting it now? Of course you'd know this if you'd stuck around.
Look, real quick before things get too crazy, really are sorry for disappearing the way you did. It was sort of your fault, but she's gotta believe that you didn't mean to just vanish for so long.
I don't gotta believe shit. You wanna apologize? Great. I don't have to accept it. My morals don't abandon me. Don't leave me alone.
She frowns and glances away in the direction that Tagiri left the room. The conversation, if you can even call it that, lapses into awkward silence for a few minutes. Eventually, Tagiri comes back. This time he's wearing the same kind of body armor that Palipa has on, and he's holding his rifle. You meant to ask before, what happened to his sword? You seemed really attached to that thing, and you haven't seen it at all. Tagiri fixes you with a cold stare.
I don't want to talk about that, okay? Remember what I said about secrets?
Palipa leans over and puts a hand quickly on his shoulder. She doesn't say anything, but Tagiri nods quickly.
It's fine. Thanks.
He puts a hand over hers and nods again. His face sets. For a second, you see something that looks weirdly vulnerable, and then it's gone, replaced with the same set jaws before.
Malik, are we ready to go?
You make the trip back down the stairs in extremely awkward silence, with Palipa and Tagiri walking next to each other, and purposefully ignoring you. Malik stays next to you, at least so not everyone hates you. It's pretty cold comfort at this point, though. In the van, you end up sitting in the back with Palipa and Tagiri. Definitely a situation which isn't even a little bit extremely awkward. So, what exactly are we going to do?
We are on an important job. You are an annoying parasite.
We're going to meet a supplier of ours. A black market contact.
You're not wrong about being a parasite.
Don't tell them that.
It's fine. What are they going to do? I know you're mad, but they're coming along. They at least deserve to know what foes they'll be facing.
From the front of the van, Malik clears his throat loudly.
Shouldn't be any foes at all. It's just a simple deal. Tetrarch set this up himself.
Wait, Tetrarch? Something about that feels so familiar.
They're a bronze blood who helps us out. They're connected. Ex-Moirails with that one arena stickball player.
You know exactly who he means, Zephyros, and you know exactly what he's been up to lately.
Precisely. Although I fail to understand how those specifics matter.
You met Zephyros before, in a bar where Trixie was. He was really talking the situation with his ex-Morelli pretty hard, but somehow you actually convinced him to take over as a protest musician.
Disgraced for his involvement with a rebel, then turned to a rebel himself.
Tagiri laughs and shrugs over his shoulder.
Sometimes, the irony of life truly is in a...
Oh, stop it, Tagiri.
You swear you see a smile break on Palipa's face, even if only for a second.
Doesn't matter. Our contact's relationship drama isn't important. He's got guns.
Well, his connections have guns. This is the first time we're dealing with this supplier.
After the last one got raided.
Tagiri gets quiet again and looks down at his feet.
Legislaturators. Damn it all.
He doesn't explain this comment at all, but you're guessing that's the further prodding wouldn't be appreciated. After a little while longer, you feel the van start to slow down and pass over a series of speed bumps. Outside, you see the city fade into shadow as you pull into some kind of covered structure.
We're here.
Okay, Malik, you stay here. Tagiri and I will handle the actual deal.
And what about you?
I don't give two fucks what you do.
Oh, okay.
Just stay close to us if you're going to insist on tagging along. We know what we're doing. You don't.
You step out of the van and walk deeper into what looks like a dimly lit parking garage under a building. Nearby, Palipa and Tagiri are shifting their weapons nervously. Which, did I actually get this? I'm kind of curious because this is. So I did not get really any deaths, so I probably should try and at least get one. You step out of the van and walk deeper into what looks like a dimly lit parking garage under a building. Nearby, Palipa and Tagiri are shifting their weapons nervously. About 30 yards down from the van, you're starting to feel very vulnerable.
I don't like this. I don't trust our contact, even if the Tetrarch did set things up.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
Somewhere in the shadows of the garage, you hear the sound of an engine striding. A dark gray car rolls forward with windows almost completely blacked out. The car stops a few yards away, and the doors open to reveal a troll in a dark suit and sunglasses. Stylish, but also extremely suspicious.
You're the ones that Tetrock said would be coming. Philippa Gozi and Tagiri Cowper.
Yeah, what fucking of it?
Do you have the armaments we're paying so handsomely for?
The troll smiles and stretches their neck slowly from side to side.
Oh yeah, I've got the armaments all right. As soon as the funds are transferred.
Philippa leans over and speaks into the microphone attached to her body armor.
Okay, Malik, wait 1 second. You, do you have the sample?
The troll shrugs and motions to someone in the car. Another troll steps out with a large black rifle case. Walking forward, she sets it down on the floor of the parking structure and opens the case to reveal a long sniper rifle of some kind.
As promised, we've got 2 of these, fresh from the Fleet Security Forces armory.
That wasn't everything we agreed to, and you know it.
Of course. We've got 6 automatic rifles and 3,000 rounds of ammunition. Thing is, the price is going to be a little bit more than we told the Tetrock.
The troll shrugs and taps their hands absently. Philippa bristles.
Why? That wasn't what we discussed. Why are you changing things?
You know how it is. You run into complications.
Complications, eh? That does not sound good.
Philippa, I don't like this. There's something wrong.
Something the matter?
We don't trust you.
Can't imagine why not. Don't trust your Tetrock.
He's not our anything.
Touchy. Well, the price is double what we said before. Unless you want this to go to someone else. Someone less principled.
I'm telling you, this feels wrong.
You back away a little bit. No one really seems to be paying you much mind at all, and you start to look around the parking structure. Hey, just a real quick thing. Were there always a couple black vans parked near the entrance? You see Philippa's eyes
Fucking
wide.
bastard!
Without warning, she raises a rifle and fires in the direction. Everything's up at once. Purposely failed.
Hang in there!
Leave them. We need to fall back, now!
That's your lash rated. Cancel a C now. Try again.
Fucking
Yeah.
Get your fucking head down! Malik, get ready to get us the fuck out!
Rush over to a low concrete barricade in the middle of the parking structure with bullets whizzing all around you. Down to the other end of the parking garage, you can see a group of trolls wearing red goggles and heavy body armor.
Fucking legislaturators!
You keep staring at the trolls down at the other end of the parking garage until Tagori grabs the back of your hoodie and pulls you down roughly. Good thing too, because a hail of bullets ripped through the space your head just was.
Keep your fucking head down! You want to get shot?!
You very much do not.
Any time would be fucking good!
2 of the legislators go down, welts of teal coming from their heads. You're sick to your stomach. You can smell the blood.
Hey, come on!
Tagori reaches out and grabs you by the shoulder. You can see him shaking, but he's definitely holding it together better than you are right now.
We need to get to the van. Stay close.
Crouch down behind Tagori, hoping that his body armor will at least provide a little bit of cover for you. Van is up ahead. You're surprised that none of the legislators are trying to fire upon the van, but Philippa and Tagori are the more immediate threat.
Malik, I hope you're ready to go!
You hit the side of the van, and Tagori lands heavily next to you, firing his rifle as he moves. You fall into the van, and the sound of bullets hitting the metal slide rings out all around you. At least the van seems...
Fucking drive!
Philippa slams the door shut behind her and throws herself low to the floor.
Keep your asses down. No idea how good the armor on this thing is.
With a sudden jolt, the van starts moving. The engine surging as Malik guns it toward the exit.
Hold on. This is it.
Brace yourself against the side of the van. Philippa and Tagiri are both lying flat on their backs, holding their rifles close to their chests. So that's what you do. Right up until you head around the corner a bit too quickly. The van whips, and you fall unconscious.
I must say, I admire your persistence. I really do. That you continue to put yourself in these positions in spite of it having no tangible benefit whatsoever.
No, shut up, shut up, shut up! How can you say that you're not making a difference when you obviously are?
Oh, keep telling yourself that. It makes it more true.
Are they alright? What is happening right now?
They hit their head. It'll be fine.
The world around you feels soft, fuzzy? Everything is fuzzy as you slowly gain consciousness. You notice that you're still in the van, but it seems to be moving a lot slower than before. Your head hurts.
You're fine.
She turns away from you, turns to Tagiri, who's sitting on the floor in the van, visibly shaking.
Are you okay?
Her voice is much softer when she speaks to him. Tagiri nods slowly.
I'll be okay.
None of the usual blusters he speaks with. You recognize the signs of shock from your own numerous experiences with it.
We're out now, right? They're gone?
Yeah, they're gone.
Tagiri nods quickly and looks over at you, his eyes drooping.
I'll be okay.
You notice that Pilipa's reaching out and placing her fingers on his outstretched palm. Tagiri wraps his fingers around her hand and nods.
Thanks. I just need to regain my composure after that shameful display of our enemy's cowardice.
Yep, whatever you say, buddy. He smiles and it looks forced, but it's there, and Pilipa nods.
Yeah. Hey, Malik, what the fuck happened back there?
Malik doesn't answer right away, and when he does, you can hear the desperation in his voice.
I don't know. I'm trying to get in touch with Tetrarch now, but he isn't answering the fucking palm husk.
He set us up, didn't he?
No, I don't think so. He wouldn't do that to us. He is one of the most wanted criminals in the Empire.
So maybe he turned, got himself a sweet deal, sold us out.
You don't want to interrupt her, but you kind of don't think that's how it works. It takes you a long time to get back to the abandoned office building, and you have a feeling that Malik is intentionally taking as many turns as possible to avoid surveillance. Finally, he pulls the van into a side alley that dips down and into the space between the building and the one next to it, hiding anyone within from view. So that didn't go great.
No fucking shit.
So it turns to she turns to Malik and Claire, staring directly at him.
This is your fault. You know that, right?
What are you talking about? What did I do?
You got so focused on the tiny details that you lost sight of the bigger picture.
When one focuses only on the forest, the trees tend to eat him alive.
Wait, no, that's not how the saying goes.
It is. On Alternia.
You should know better. We can't trust anyone outside of our circle.
She looks very specifically at you when she says it.
Can't trust anyone.
Without another word, Pilipa turns and walks into the side door that leads into the office building. Tagiri glances at you and his face apologetic before he turns to follow. Now it's just you, Malik, hanging in the alleyway next to the bullet-dented van.
I don't understand how any of this happened. Everything he told us was always dead on.
Feeling a way about this whole cheater thing is gonna bounce a bit. Yeah, I feel after I talk to some folks. So with that, I feel like I'm going to save here. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path, wherever that might lead you into the future. Bye-bye, everybody.